Hey everybody, I'm back, and I actually just pulled out my book. I did tag a few pages. Um, I also highlighted a few sections or quotes, just stuff that I found motivational or stuff that touched me in some deep way. So, hopefully, you will find this information useful on your journey to health and fitness. But before I begin, I do want to say that I read 3 chapters today, which is pretty cool because like I said before, I normally never find time to read. So this is nice. Okay, so Tom Venuto's, one section here, he talks about people making excuses, putting the blame on something else. I don't have time to exercise. I don't have time to plan my meals. It's genetics. I'm always going to be fat. But he talks about also accepting responsibility. If you have a lean, fit body here, he says it wasn't luck, it wasn't an accident. You did it and you deserve the credit. So the same thing goes if you've been eating years and years of unhealthy food and you're kind of flabby like, I was probably last year. Right now, I'm accepting the responsibility. I know I was eating out way too much. McDonald's, Taco Bell, you name it, and ice cream. I was having everything. But besides the point, right now I am taking responsibility. Like last night, I had a huge bowl of buttered popcorn. But I am trying to move forward. So, I don't want to let that one bowl become 2 bowls and then become 3 bowls. You know what I mean? I'm stopping it now, still early, and again, trying to make progress. Okay, there's another scenario in here he mentions, and maybe you heard it before, maybe you didn't. I never did, so I actually liked it. He says, there's an old fisherman's story that if you put a crab in a bucket, you have to put a lid on the bucket. Otherwise, the crab will climb out. However, if you put a bunch of crabs in a bucket, you don't need to put a lid on it because if one crab tries to escape, the other crabs will pull it back down. So he goes on to say, unfortunately, a lot of people are like crabs. Anytime you announce you want to achieve a big goal, they will line up and tell you why you can't do it. If you start to move forward and become successful while the others do not, the ones left behind you will feel jealousy, resentment, or contempt for you. If they can't succeed themselves, they won't want you to succeed either, so they'll try to drag you down like crabs in a bucket. And he goes on to say, regrettably, the people closest to you can sometimes be the biggest negative influences of all. Of course, I believe that's unintentional, but, he goes on to say that poor choices are easier to justify around you if those around you are making the same poor choices. So I have actually personally experienced this in my life. Once I decided that I want to eat healthier for me, just because I want to have a healthier life. Before I had kind of high cholesterol. I'm sure my cholesterol is down now, but I've had people telling me once I started losing weight, oh, you look great, Daniele, don't lose any more weight. Or if I would go out to eat with them, Daniele, come on, have that, have this. It was as if they were trying to sabotage my diet, and I wasn't where I wanted to be. Sometimes I gave in, again, social pressure. Other times I stuck to it and I said no. But I will say that it is pretty hard because I do have a lot of people telling me, don't lose any more weight. You look great. And I'm at a healthy weight. I could be leaner and still be healthy. The truth of the matter is, and what I do tell people is that I'm eating 5-6 times a day, and I'm exercising. It's as simple as that. You just eat healthier and you put in the effort and the time to exercise, and the weight's going to come off. It's just a matter of being persistent. But some people, again, they just assume if you lose the weight, maybe you're not doing it in a healthy manner. Like maybe you're doing some crazy diet, or you're exercising way too much, you know. But I'm trying to look on the bright side of things, that I am doing this in a positive manner. No unhealthy tactics here, because Val's plan, if you actually read her book, it's something you could keep for life as a lifestyle. You know, it's not going to be a quick fix. It's something that you can actually, you know, make a habit and eat healthy and live a long life. Okay, so another interesting thing Tom Venuto mentions, he says, it's not your nutrition or workout that makes or breaks you. Okay, so it's actually your attitude. You know, and I used to believe, well, if you're going to be fit and lean, it is your nutrition and workouts that are going to, you know, make you. But he does have a very valid point. You know, if you're going to keep following a program, you need to know why you're doing it, he says. And then he goes on to say that he's met a lot of successful lean people, and he realized that they share a lot of similar attitudes and beliefs. And most of these patterns, he says, can be learned and duplicated. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And he says here, anybody can be positive when the results are good, but successful people choose a positive attitude when it counts the most, in the face of difficulty. No matter what the scale says, it doesn't bother them because they know it's only feedback. I thought that was interesting, because I know some people struggle with looking at the scale and they get upset, you know. But I'm trying to stay away from the scale until I reach my 3-week mark. So I will be getting back on it, and I'll be reporting my progress then. Another thing he mentions is that you have to change the way you use certain words, because directly it can change the way you think, feel, and act. It could either help or hurt you, motivate or discourage you, build or destroy you. So he talks about healthy and successful people having their own vocabulary. They don't see problems as problems, they see them as challenges. And they don't view failure as failure, they view failure as feedback. Frustration is fascination. Confusion just means, being curious as to why the confusion. Shoulds become musts. Okay, and these are all powerful one-word reframes, as he calls them. Another thing he mentions here is the fittest people I know see plateaus as a signal to change their workouts. The unfit see plateaus as a signal to quit. And actually, I was kind of struggling with this last week. Haven't taken my measurements yet or weighed myself, but I will say that I was wondering, did I hit a plateau? What can I do to change? It was very frustrating for me, because it's a lot of hard work that I'm putting in, and I do believe that the payoff is going to be worth it. But it's just a matter of, having faith and continuing on, because I really don't want to quit. I think I can be successful at this if I continue. But another quick and last thing he mentions is that, diet is kind of a bad word to use. If anything, he prefers the word nutrition program, because this removes all the emotional baggage implied with saying you're on a diet. So again, I have a lot more to read from this book, but I thought those were a few cool, interesting points. And hopefully you enjoyed them, but just want to say I hope you had also a great weekend. Have a great night. Bye-bye.